Let's introduce our first fighter, fighting out of the red corner, Miles McCollum.
All right, Miles McCollum is 6'3", 170 pounds, 23 years of age. He's fighting out of one of my favorite gyms there, Sadiq, the Hot Box, out of Savannah Park, Maryland, with a record of 2-2. He's ranked 19th here in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Yeah, you know, he's got head coach there under Mike Terrell, a really talented MMA fighter who's been in the area for years. He's fought for PFL and Bellator. Just a really great striker, but a guy who knows the game and knows what he needs to do to find success. And I've liked what he's been doing with his gym and his fighters, particularly Miles. You know, Miles has won a couple, lost a couple, but every time, even when he's losing, he's looking improved. His weight cut is getting better. He's looking more comfortable. He's not forcing shots, you know, and you're not going to win every one for sure, right? I think at the amateur levels, when you're challenging yourself, that's to be expected. But as long as you're you're learning from your losses and continuing to improve, I think that says a lot, not only about you, but also your coaching staff.
Yeah, record 2-2 really doesn't put it all out there for Miles. He's also a member of our armed forces here. He's an Army guy, so there's not a lot of quit in this dude, right? Yeah. You got to get to certain points to be where he's at. And we've seen him fight a couple of times before where the guy just doesn't have quit in him. And this is an amateur welterweight, so the 170 guys, I like to see these guys. They come in, they're big, they're strong, they're tall, and they're young, and they're ready to rock.
Yeah, tall is an understatement right now when you're talking about Miles.
Yeah. All right, let's throw it down to JP. Get the next introduction.
And fighting out of the blue corner, it's DeMario Mclemore.
DeMario Mclemore is 6'1", 166 pounds. He's 37 years of age, from the lab out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Made his way up from that Spotsylvania area with a record of 1-1-1. He's ranked 25th here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. DeMario's CageZilla's guy, right? We've seen him a couple of times. His fourth fight with us here.
Yeah, DeMario's a great dude. Very athletic, very strong. He's fighting really just for the passion of it. Every time I talk to him, he just seems so eager to get after it, and he's happy to be here. And look, the lab is such a good gym down in Fredericksburg. They got so much talent down there, and another guy we've seen just improve so much. And you know, at 37, it was like he kind of took this sport on and almost treated it like he was a young prospect. He took his time. He was very focused. He learned the diet. He learned the game. And you know, I think the only challenge I see for him here is at 6'1", he's a big welterweight. And Miles is 6'3". Like, this is not very common, you know, to see guys that are this big at welterweight.
And to be honest, if you didn't tell me his age, I would never guess it.
Oh, no, yeah.
His physique and, like, the way he fights, he doesn't fight like he's that old.
That's right.
That's exactly what Sadiq says about me.
Yes. Yeah, we were talking about it. Yeah.
Like, well, you guys don't hear what goes on in the commercial break, but Sadiq said, you listen, I wouldn't, like, at your age, I would never know.
He gave me a warning. He said, Charles, you better watch your step, man. You know, Kevin's getting a little chippy.
Hey, but listen, this would be a very even fight between both of these guys. There's no clear winner, but DeMario coming in. We've seen him a bunch of the time. Miles being such a great fighter here with this record of 2-2 out of Savannah. So this is going to be a pretty great fight. Let's throw it down to JP and get the official introductions.
All right, we've got 3 rounds of MMA action in the welterweight division. Our referee, Victor Malamala. First, let me introduce fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighted at 170 pounds, fighting for the Hot Box from Savannah Park, Maryland, Miles McCollum.
McCollum, 6'3", like you heard. He's 23 years of age, out of the Hot Box.
And standing 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighted at 166 from Fredericksburg, Virginia, fighting for the lab, DeMario Mclemore.
Mclemore, 6'1", 166. He's 37 years of age, from the lab out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, with a record of 1-1-1. The referee for this one is going to be Victor Malamala. Michael Dome is going to sit down and take a break. We'll get the seconds out. We'll get the cage all locked up and ready to go. Very even fight here this evening. 37 versus 23 doesn't really matter. We're still talking about 6'3 versus 6'1. Miles versus DeMario. We'll get the seconds out, and here we go. Touching gloves right on top of the CageZilla logo. Man, they look big in there, tall.
Yeah, definitely. I like when I see two guys look composed. That was a heavy, nice. That was a heavy leg kick and a heavy body shot. I don't like how low DeMario's hands are when he's finished with his strikes, but I do like the way they look when they come out.
Good right hand from Miles. Didn't
two good leg kicks he's landed already.
Yeah, good leg kicks, and I really like that body lock, how he was able to wrap both hands up immediately and start to angle over. And I was thinking maybe he's going to go for a lift and just sit him down, but...
It looks like right now he's just trying to pick a leg out and trip him backwards.
Miles will have his back up against the cage. If you're watching at home, he has those black gloves with the red tape. DeMario is pushing Miles up against the cage. He has gray trunks on with those black gloves with the blue tape.
I would selfishly like for them to separate because I do like the way DeMario
I wanted to
strikes,
see, I wanted to see some more.
I like his kicks, man. The way he releases them, he throws them with full force, and he always connects with a straight shin, you know. I honestly think if he lands a couple more of those leg kicks, he might have a good little highlight reel to show his friends.
Yeah, those he landed a lot of power there. Good balance here from Miles.
Yeah, DeMario trying to make a little toss here, trying to move him away from that cage.
There's a lot of energy being used there. It might not look like much, but they're using a lot of energy against this fence. See, now this is a scenario where the referee might separate it, you know, because not a lot is going on. Although it's good control from DeMario's part, there's not a lot of advancement going on.
It's good pressure there.
DeMario just keeping Miles up against the cage just so he doesn't take a beating here.
But, you know, one of the things I'll tell you that I've seen more and more is that this is valuable time for DeMario. Like, this is time where he's winning the round. He's eating the clock. It's exhausting for Miles. And, you know, it's on Miles to get out of here.
That's one of the few skill sets a lot of people don't practice at the gym is how to run the clock out, you know. Not necessarily scoring or anything like that, just how to play the clock game. You might spend 10, 15 seconds running out the clock, then you move 1 inch. Another 10, 15 seconds, the referee tells you to do something, you punch one time, you know. Just working on ways to eat the, especially in a 3-minute round. You can win the whole fight just by learning how to manage the clock.
Yeah, that's a great point.
DeMario threw some knees in that mix, kind of bothered McCollum a little bit, and then he followed up with a couple of rights, but just keeping the pressure on Miles right up against the cage.
You know, and Sadiq, for what it's worth, I think DeMario's doing a great job of doing exactly that. He's doing just enough to keep it here. Now we got 20 seconds left, and you know, this has been DeMario's round, unquestionably.
Yes, and something that I saw earlier, DeMario landed a good knee to the thigh, to the right thigh of Miles, and that's the same legs that he hit with those few leg kicks. And the way Miles reacted to them, you could tell that they did some significant damage.
Good shots right there towards the end of round number 1 here of this amateur welterweight bout. DeMario pushes off, makes his way back over to his corner. Looks very in shape, like hey, I'm not tired at all.
Exactly.
Like his cardio is, and you know what he did? He kept pressure on him. That's it. He won the round. He kept pressure on him.
Yeah, and it looked like, you know, I think Miles, when he sat down, he said something about his leg to his coach.
Yeah, and, the way he reacted when that knee was thrown, I could tell that there was some significant damage going on.
And it's an interesting first round, right? Because it's like, well, what did you learn? All right, clearly DeMario's got great forward pressure. He lands really hard leg kicks. He follows them up with good body shots, good punches. But if you're Miles, it's like you got to pressure forward. You got to keep him on the back foot. You got to stay off the cage, and you got to start getting this fight back in your way.
And if I'm Miles too, I'm gonna be looking to do a high check as soon as this round starts, because I feel like DeMario is gonna try to go back to that same leg kick. If Miles checks it good enough, you might see an ankle break here.
I'm trying to look at the left inner thigh of Miles McCollum. It looks like it's starting to swell, like you were talking about, Sadiq.
Yeah, that's a fact. No, it's definitely starting to change colors.
Yeah. And if you're DeMario, you start taking a look at that. Maybe a little inside kick as you're trying to work that.
Oh, I'm going to keep throwing, especially to the outside. And there you go. That was a high check right away, which is a good read from him. Nice.
Good adjustment.
Well, he missed with the body kick, came right back with a side kick. That's some old school karate stuff right there.
Yeah, he looks strong. It's funny you say that because it looks just like that.
The only thing I'm seeing from DeMario that makes me a little nervous is he really looks away with his head. You know, he's looking away.
His head way too far in. And here he goes. He's looking for another takedown. This is the same thing he did before, a body lock, and he looked for an inside trip or outside trip.
Now they're doing it right on top of the Tony's Pizza logo, right up against. Now, is there a difference between being on that pad and on the cage?
I think there's you have less room to move when it comes to going to both sides. But to be honest, it's more important right now that Miles is right next to his corner, and they're giving him good advice. And right now, if he's going to go for that guillotine, he has to go all in.
And that's the thing about right here.
Yeah, that's the thing about guillotines. You got to go all in or let it go.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah,
he's trying. He's in there.
Now,
let's see if he can keep it in there. He's
jump.
trying hard.
You got to jump. You got to put him in some type of guard so he can't pull back out.
Yeah, you got to get your legs involved.
It's in there deep.
Nice. Ninja choke. Into a front ninja choke.
Let's see if he can keep this on there. DeMario's in trouble.
That's tight. Oh, he gave the referee a thumbs up that he's okay.
That ninja choke grip is brutal.
And it's got 1 minute and 30 left to go. Look at DeMario. Get out of that.
You know, I'll be honest with you, man.
Don't sit to your butt.
Yeah, I tell my guys to hold those because it's low effort. If you can get that grip,
yeah, exactly.
you know, it's low effort. You just hold
squeeze.
it. Just don't squeeze.
Don't
exactly.
squeeze. But, you know, it's the middle of the fight. A million things probably going through his head.
Yeah, and it's tough. I think what you were saying, too, he's got to jump, get those legs around him, you know, lock in a guard, and then you could really get an extension with your hips, staying tight with your upper body, and make a lot more pressure as well.
And that seems to taken a lot out of Miles McCollum. He's breathing through his mouth now.
Yeah, he was squeezing very hard to try to finish that choke. And credit to DeMario, man. He stuck in there. Before, Miles' corner was telling him, look for a Muay Thai clinch, use your elbows, push his head away, and use that to circle off the fence. And it looks like that's what he's trying to do again. He's just a little bit more tired than he was before. There we go. Now he has the same clinch again. He got to push the head one way or the other. Don't let him just keep his head here where he's comfortable. Nice. Good corner from good corner advice by Miles, telling him to go straight to those elbows.
Yeah, and that's going to pay a toll right there.
Yeah, and those are good elbows. Those are good elbows. As you
that's
see,
bothering him.
Yeah, DeMario's starting to get a little frantic right now, and that's because of those elbows are actually doing a lot of good damage.
And, you know, DeMario's kind of he's just
he's bent over. He's almost keeping himself in this position.
Yeah.
And even though he was in control of most of like controlling the octagon or the cage, I still give this round to Miles just based on damage.
Yeah. All right, into round number 2 between Miles McCollum and DeMario Mclemore. It's Severna Park versus Fredericksburg, Maryland. And I'm going to tell you, that was a pretty good round. If you're going over to Miles' corner right now, though, how does he finish DeMario? Because DeMario is strong.
Right now, I honestly feel like DeMario might be fading just a little bit, you know, and Miles look like he's starting to gain a little bit of steam. If I'm him, I'm going to look to just work Muay Thai clinches whenever we're against that fence, because that's what got him out the first time.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. And, you know, just that forward pressure he had for a while was looking pretty good. You know, you got to let the hands go. You got to make DeMario think about something other than the choke or the leg kicks. You know, let your hands land because when you start throwing and you get DeMario off balance, maybe that's the opportunity to start finishing with that kick that we had talked about earlier in these other fights.
And to be honest, like you're saying, DeMario does dip his head a lot. So even if it's not a kick, maybe even a knee going to his chest, because he might end up dipping his head into it, and we find ourselves at the end of a knockout.
All right, the seconds are out. Stools are out. We got the cage all locked up, probably trying to move DeMario back. He's ready to go here and start round number 3. Victor Malamala checks with all the officials, checks with both fighters, and here we go. Right out to no touching gloves this time and start round number 3 on top of the CageZilla logo.
DeMario's built like a statue. You know?
It's unbelievable, yeah. I'm like, come on.
Like, no fat on that whatsoever.
Oh, there it is.
Like I said about the head kick
Yeah.
or the knees, because DeMario dips
Ducks
so
down.
much, you know. A lot of times somebody might be trying to kick his body, but because he's dipping so much, it's going to catch the head.
Look how strong DeMario is. Just puts Miles right where he wants him.
Miles needs to look for that same Muay Thai clinch he had earlier, because that was a great way to get out of this. Yeah, and he is. Now he's trying to push on the head. He has to work his elbows in. One of his elbows already in there, but he looks like he's going to hold on with just the overhead.
Yeah, I mean, he's keeping this position. You know, he's holding here pretty tight.
And in the same spot. It's it's like, hey, we're just
there. We go, and that's what I.
Oh, good right hand from Miles.
But he can't let go off that clinch. Once you have that clinch, that's a dominant position. Instead of letting go to punch, keep that Muay Thai clinch and work your knees and work your elbows and go right back to the clinch. He just got a little bit too eager right there. That's all that was, you know. He found a way out, and he started looking to punch instead of just keeping the clinch control.
Boy, Miles, he looked like he. Little connection. Ooh.
Oh, now, keep the clinch control. You see, he shouldn't let go. That clinch is very dominant.
Another.
He needs to keep that clinch control instead of letting go.
Oh, right hands from DeMario.
They are swinging now. They are swinging. DeMario's tired. DeMario's very tired.
Keep those hands up, DeMario.
Yeah, he's tired. He's starting to dip a lot. If I'm Miles, I'm going to punch and head kick.
And push.
Jab, head kick. Jab, head kick. Oh, that was just fatigue right there. I don't even know what that
tired.
was.
Yeah, he kicked him and fell.
Fatigue. Let him up. Punch, head kick.
And Miles' corner is just begging for
Miles
him
has to let his hands go.
Little goose egg under the left eye of Miles. Oh, he missed.
Oh, no.
He missed.
Yeah.
He really loaded up that right.
You saw that one coming from a mile.
We all saw it.
And he went straight to mount, right? He has a head and arm right here. Yeah, straight to mount. Take down straight to mount. And I feel like with 45 seconds left, this is where this fight's going to end.
That was exactly what DeMario needed. You know, it's so important when you have a fighter in trouble, when you have them on their back foot, to just keep the pressure, keep it going, keep throwing, keep landing, but don't overcommit. Avoid the clinch. Don't overcommit. Avoid the takedown. You know, these are things that it's so hard to explain until you get to the higher levels. You know, you understand it, you practice it, but it doesn't necessarily translate until you get more reps in.
20 seconds left to go here in round number 3, the third and final round of bout number 8 here at CageZilla 69.
Yeah.
Miles McCollum in trouble.
I know I keep repeating it, though, but this was great experience for both guys to get. You know, this was a very competitive fight. Neither guy looked like they were outclassed. Both of you have a lot to take away from this, good or bad.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great fight from both guys. And, you know, I think obviously DeMario probably won that 3 rounds to nothing. But if you're Miles, there was a lot of moments there where you could have folded and you chose not to, and you kept driving forward. And that's something that I think is just tremendous.
To be honest, in a little piece right there, it looked like he was getting close to getting a finish.
There was a couple instances. He almost had the guillotine, you know, small adjustments there. You know, holding that ninja choke a little bit longer. That might have been, you know, maybe the chin was in, but these are small things. Towards the end there, that last round, applying that pressure, just not overcommitting. You know, there's a lot that he could take away here and be proud of.
Great job from both fighters as the ring girls make their way in. Make sure you stick around for the after party. They'll all be a part of this bikini contest here at the Salisbury Center. Happens every time after every fight. Now, don't forget, coming up in October, we have another event. October. Coming up in November for our TCB. You guys can go to tcb.com. You guys can go to CageZilla.com and check all of that out for tickets here coming up in November. Looks like Victor Malamala is going to be able to. This is where it takes a little bit longer because we got to go around. The officials have to actually do some work here and try to figure out who didn't win the fight. But I don't want to say DeMario won because Sadiq, Charles, you guys both know whoever I picked to win never wins, so I don't want to say that.
So DeMario won the first round for sure, and I think I give the second round to Miles, but the third round I definitely give to DeMario. So it should be up 2-1.
All right, it looks like JP has the cards. We'll throw it down to him, and we'll get some results. JP, take it away.
All right, guys, big round of applause for both fighters. Some great MMA action here, CageZilla 69. We do have a unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, DeMario Mclemore.
Well, there you have it. DeMario Mclemore comes away with a unanimous decision there, Sadiq. So I was right. You thought Miles won round 2.
Yeah. So it could still be a unanimous decision. It's just going to be unanimous 2-1.
All right, when we come back, still more CageZilla coming up. The pro fights, couple more amateurs than the main event.